breathing. Welcome everybody, party people, to episode 7 of season 2. So, we planned on doing another episode. Plans fell in the water because of scheduling issues. So, we decided to do a discussion of Descendants, Disney Descendants. Yeah, so we're just gonna jump right in, dive right in, and have fun. Sorry, by the way, if my fan is heard blowing, but I otherwise have it way too hot in my room. Also, look at my new top. I've got cute pants as well. I feel like a pirate with these pants. But yeah, welcome. First of all, favorite character from Descendants? The first one.
The first one. I would say Carlos.
For me, it's either Carlos. For me, it's either Carlos or Evie. I love them both so much. Like, especially the character arc Evie has during the movie.
Yeah.
Relatable, to be fair. But yeah, I love it. Anyway, favorite song?
I like Evil Like Me. I don't know. It's one that is slept on, but I love it because it's super like musical theater-y.
I love that song, yeah, but it's not my favorite.
Kristen Chenoweth, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, I gotta say that my favorite is either Did I Mention or Set It Off. Did I Mention? I know it's a very weird choice, but I genuinely enjoy Did I Mention. Rotten to the Core is also a great song, but I prefer the
songs are great,
version.
But they're better in the upcoming movies.
Yeah,
like the songs from the first one are good, but not as good as the songs from the rest of the trilogy.
I love the songs from the third one the most.
Me too. They're amazing. They slap.
Anyway, thank you to Kenny Ortega for directing this amazing trilogy. And let's just get right into discussing the first movie. So we start off with the voiceover and the
with the iPad.
So the iPad storybook on iPad, and Ben is gonna be king at age 16.
He doesn't look 16. I'm sorry. Mitchell didn't look 16 in that movie.
No one looked 16 except for maybe 16. Cameron.
Yeah,
but Cameron was supposed to look 14.
Who? Were they 14?
Carlos was 14, and the others were 16. Carlos and Jane, I believe, are both supposed to be 14.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I would find it more logical if Carlos would be 16 and the others would be 17, 18.
Yeah.
That would be also the age you expect them to go to become king and stuff. But no.
Yeah, Ben becoming 16. A king at 18 would make more sense, I feel like.
But I feel like when you 16. Look at the rest of the films, then it's kind of logical that they're 16 in this one. Because in the later films, they still are at Ordon Prep. But anyway,
plus they actually bring them into Ordon so they could go to school. And if they're 18, they're like graduating, and then what are they doing in Ordon?
Marrying Ben.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to. I had to. Anyway,
But they don't even go to school in the second or third one.
well, they start off at school. In the
Oh, yeah,
second
the
one,
second one.
they start off at school, and like with the paparazzi.
Or the,
But like we,
but
come.
but Mel is picturing that.
No, Mal is picturing rotten to the core. Did you not pay attention? Rotten to the core. Not rotten to the core. Oh, what's
But
the
in
song
the
called?
second one, it actually starts with Mel and Ben and like the paparazzi thing.
No, that's after Ways to Be Wicked. Ways to
But
Be
the actual
Wicked.
movie, Ways to Be Wicked, was Mel's fantasy.
Yeah, that's what Mel is imagining, and then
Oh, and then they go to school. Yeah.
then she zones out. She comes out of her fantasy with the paparazzi surrounding her, Ben swooping in, and fairy godmother, and fairy godmother swooping in. But we'll discuss Descendants 2 in one of the other films. And in Descendants 3, everyone is going to school and they are preparing for to get the other students from the aisle. And then everyone falls asleep or turns to stone because of Audrey.
But anyway, first movie,
Ben becomes king at 16, and the Isle, his first proclamation is to get the Isle children to Oredon, 4 to start with, those who need it the most.
But the weird thing that he picked like the most evil kids out of like the entire population of the Isle. Like he could have picked nicer kids.
No, he said, I'm gonna pick the ones who need it the most. Who need to get out of the Isle the most. Who need to get goodness classes the most.
The goodness classes are kind of dumb though. Like what?
I mean, they are raised to be evil, so it makes sense to have goodness class for them.
They are teaching 16-year-olds things that they probably should teach to like 5-year-olds.
I think usually they do that, but because they're raised on the Isle, they get taught it. You know? But yeah, then the children are innocent. And yeah, and we cut to Rotten to the Core. Like, yeah, Ben and Beast is a little bit thrown off by Ben's proclamation, but I mean, what did you expect?
Yeah. And the guy that was measuring his the guy that
Lumiere.
Was like,
that's Lumiere.
That's Lumiere. Oh, it is Lumiere. Well, he was thrown off too. He was like, "Oh shit."
But yeah, he is just trying to measure Ben, and then Ben keeps trying to move. Sorry, but that's Ben's fault. Ben's entire fault.
Benjamin.
Anyway, then we cue to Rotten to the Core. I love Rotten to the Core a lot. That's a freaking bomb.
Everyone has their parts. I love that.
I prefer the Descendants 3 version, but that's because Uma, Harry, what's her name? Celia and Audrey also get parts in the season 3 version, rather than just the OG VKs.
Season 3. Yeah, I like both versions. I don't really prefer one.
Anyway, after that we have Mal stealing candy from a baby.
Oh,
And
she's so evil.
everyone runs away when Maleficent arrives.
I mean, it makes sense because she's scary. I mean, not this movie's Maleficent, but like the actual villain is
Maleficent's
scary.
scary, man. Squirrels are
Scary, man.
Sorry, I had to make the reference. But yeah,
Maleficent.
is the most evil of them all. So like, I get it.
Glinda.
Glinda. Anyway, she notifies them about boarding school in Oregon. They're going to Oregon. Oh Jesus, my shirt keeps moving up to my shoulders, even though I want it here. It's where it needs to be. Anyway, the concerns about going. For Mal, pretty pink princesses everywhere. For Jay, uniforms. He doesn't do uniforms unless it's leather jackets or like leather. Carlos, dogs. For Evie, she is just excited to meet Princess. She just wants a prince. Anyway, to get the wand and what's in it for us? Maleficent thinking it's about her and Mal instead of Mal and the other VKs.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Mal is just Maleficent's daughter, so since Maleficent is like so evil, she probably only cares about her. And Hades, maybe.
Maleficent doesn't care about Hades. That's definitely not. Like, Hades literally says, try being married to your mother. In
Think of being dad, yeah.
the song. So, like, yeah.
I still find it weird that Mal is an actual demigod. Like,
yes.
She's Nico D'Angelo's sister.
Yeah. I mean, technically, Percy Jackson universe and the Descendants universe are different universes.
But they're both Disney now. It could happen.
I don't think it is gonna happen, knowing Disney.
Well, I don't know. But they're both kids of Hades, so that makes them siblings. Maybe if they're like from different universes. Mind blown.
Technically, yes.
Anyway.
The glowing green eyes staring contest.
Yeah, what was that? Like, you underestimate my power, don't try.
Fighting for dominance or something like that. I don't know.
They're like, I'm more powerful than you. Staring contest. Like mother-daughter relationships, man.
The staring contest reminds me of the scene where Bucky and Sam are sitting opposite each other.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's just what it reminds me of. Anyway, so lots of mirrors in the mother-in-law wing in the castle for the potential prince Evie marries. Okay. Then
also, wait, the other villains just look cheap. Like, discount Evil Queen, discount Cruella, and discount Jafar.
Yeah. Yep.
They look cheap. Like in comparison to the actual live action villains, they're just like the discount version of them.
Yeah, definitely, and
But to
especially
be fair,
like
Disney has a low budget for the Disney Channel movies.
the Descendants movies didn't have a well, the first one didn't have such a high budget, and you could definitely see it in several
Yeah.
things because some of the clothing looks a little bit tacky and like very, very costumey rather than clothing you would actually see in a movie. There's a freaking obvious green screen in the coronation.
Oh yeah, and the part where Maleficent just freezes everyone. Everyone's just still.
I
You can
want to
actually
come
see
back to
them
that
blinking.
later, but like it's so obvious that there was a green screen, especially when Ben is walking down to
Yeah.
the thingy. But yeah, we'll come back to that later.
Anyway.
But there are dogs in Oradon, which is why Carlos doesn't want to go, and Cruella decides to point it out once more. Also, did you know that the Cruella film that has just been released
Yeah, it premiered
got
on Cameron's
released on
birthday.
Cameron's birthday? I was like, my heart. I'm soft. Anyway, the lamp that Jafar rubs, and Jay's like, yeah, I already tried that. Excuse me, you live on an island with no magic for
Yeah.
at least 20
It literally
years.
has a barrier that forbids like actual magic from being a thing.
Yeah.
So maybe a lamp
You
could
have
have
lived
worked.
there for 20 years, at least. Don't you think you would be a little bit smarter and you would already know about these things? That they wouldn't work? Like,
Jaffe?
Jafar? Dude?
Jafar!
You okay?
Jafar!
Anyway, the magic mirror, which is smaller than Evie expected, it's literally. I have to say something.
Yeah.
It's literally like this size. I don't have anything that's round and that size. But it's literally like this size, basically. And then there's also the spell book, which I really want.
Why is it in a fridge?
It's the Isle of the Lost. Nothing really
Why
makes
put a
sense
freaking
there.
book on the fridge?
Also, the fact that she, even after like 20 years or something, doesn't know how to open the fridge. Like, yeah. It's weird. It's strange. But,
Yeah.
like, yeah. Anyway, then they go into the limo. Jay and Carlos fight over the food and, like, just attack the food. Evie wants to put on makeup on
Me
the mouth.
in life, just fighting for food.
I am honestly Evie, probably. If I would have to be... If I have to be anyone from the characters, I would probably be Evie. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah, I see that.
But, like, the makeup and everything, and, like, the beauty aspect. Also, the smart part she has. I can see that in me. So, like, yeah, and I always try to be there for my friends as well. So, I feel like Evie literally is the embodiment. I am literally the part of the embodiment of Evie. Just gonna have some blue hair and better fashion sense. But yeah.
Yeah, I would
Evie.
say I'm Carlos, but like I'm more like Gil than Carlos, but we're not talking about the second movie, so
yeah, you're probably Carlos from the first movie. And if we would include the second movie, you're definitely Gil.
I am Gil.
If we include the second movie, would I still be Evie?
Yeah, probably.
Like, yeah. Either Evie or Dizzy. I could see myself being Dizzy as well.
Yeah, I see that.
But yeah. Anyway, where were we? The driver is a little bit nasty. And she likes it. And I'm like, yes, finally someone with personality.
Yes, sassy driver. Period.
Anyway, then we have the big welcome with the fanfare.
With the marching
big
band.
the marching band, that's what it's called.
The marching band.
Jay flirts with Audrey. Feelings are not reciprocated.
Also, Ben and Mal have that like love at first sight moment that was way too long. I was like, what? That was too long.
A lot of things that were in this movie were a little too long for my liking.
Ben's walk to the freaking crown was
like,
sir, how long are you gonna take to like walk through an aisle?
He walked in before Mal, Beast, and Belle, and they had to go through a side entrance, which happened, and they were there already. Where has he been?
Yeah, Benny Boo.
Where was he? Yeah, Benny Boo. Anyway, Audrey was mean and obnoxious at first. Not like she changes much. She changes a little bit. But not a lot. And Ben is at first very formal, and Mal is like, yeah, that's way too much, dude. Also, chocolate. I just wrote chocolate. Probably because of Carlos.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, more flirting. And the sarcasm. Does he shed much? Yeah, Mom won't let him on the couch. I'm like, it's cute. I'm not sure how that would work out in real life, but
yeah.
In the movie,
to be fair, it's Disney though. Like, it's Disney.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Anyway, then we have Dog, and what I wrote down is Orodon Prep is the Queen Mansion in the Arrow.
Oh my god. I didn't see that one.
I actually at some point looked this up, and it's facts.
But Arrow was still a thing when Descendants was shot.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that
paint the entire set and then paint it back?
I don't know. What often happens?
I have questions.
Like, it's maybe at the moment when they shot in Oregon Prep, Arrow was shot at other places.
Oh yeah. I mean, at one point they leave the mansion, though.
It's an actual. What? Yeah.
At one point, the queens leave the mansion. So maybe Descendants was shot when they didn't have to shoot in the mansion anymore.
Yeah. Plus, like, it's not like it's an actual film set, like that it's in a studio, but it's an actual building that's used as film set. So, like, scheduling wise, it could be that some days, like at the period of time where they were filming Descendants, the Arrow filming was done at other places, other locations. So yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. Anyway, Mel is like, I'm gonna need a lot of sunscreen, and all I could think was mood.
But she was so pale in that movie. I'm like, Miss Girl, are you a vampire? She was. Dove Cameron was pale
I
in that
feel
when
like,
they shot that. Maybe they did that on purpose, though.
but Dove Cameron in general is quite pale. She has quite pale skin.
Yeah. But in the other movies, her skin is like not as pale.
It's also the purple hair makes the skin look lighter because it's quite a dark purple. Dark purple makes skin look lighter, and like with cameras
Oh,
and
and
lighting,
in the second
and
movie, the purple is lighter.
yeah, that as well. So like, yeah, there are
Beautiful.
several, and the clothing she wears
Yeah,
are
it's darker.
is also darker in the first one, so that also doesn't really help. Like, I'm quite pale, but wearing white makes my skin look pinker and like a little bit darker than it actually is. So like those are tips and tricks. Anyway, I love the boys' room. I love the boys' room so much.
Yeah,
It does change from the first to the second movie. It changes. Because in the second movie, they have the 3D printer. It's like, where did the television with the games go? As well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love.
But the 3D printer was like a running gag in the second movie, so I'm glad that they have the 3D
I
printer.
love the 3D printer and like chat constantly going in there to 3D printing.
I know, that was amazing.
Like,
so that's why they kept that in.
I love that. But yeah, that was fun. And yeah, Jay is stealing, and I'm like, and Mal asks about what stealing is, but I'm like, Mal, you literally grew up on the Isle of the Lost. How do you not know what
you would
stealing
know what stealing is.
Like, that just made zero sense to me, her not knowing what stealing was. Or like, what he was doing. Because to me, it was pretty clear.
Maybe she has short-term memory. I don't know.
Dory.
Something like that. She's
Maybe
Dory.
She's Dory. But yeah.
Yo. Yeah, Anyway.
Sorry. Oh. Anyway. Yeah, we have the museum break-in and Evil Like Me. Fun fact about the security guard. He is the janitor in Julian Phantoms.
Oh yeah, you told me.
Yeah, I know I told you before, but like, yeah, I still find that quite interesting. Like, ow. Anyway, yeah, Evil Like Me. I just wrote Kristen Chenoweth with an exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jay decides to ruin it all by going through the thingy, like touching the wand through while the alarm and stuff is still on. And then the alarm goes off. Carlos saves the day as the king he is.
Of course, as he should.
And then the next day, we're in goodness class.
Plus, another part that makes me like Carlos is that he's the techie one of the group.
That's literally you. You're literally
me.
Barry. The Barry
That's
Cisco.
me.
You're literally Cisco and Felicity.
Uh-huh.
I'm more like Caitlin. Maybe Sarah as well. I might have a little bit of Sarah Lance in me.
Maybe.
At least the bisexuality.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to.
Of course.
Anyway, yeah.
That's you.
We first meet Jane, who is all innocent and scared. She's a little birdie. And Jay and Carlos fight again because Jay answered what Carlos was gonna say. Honestly, they are literal brothers. Because that is actually how siblings act.
Bros.
Bros for hoes. Sorry. While we continue, Fairy Godmother is like, yeah, take it to the tourney field. So we have the tourney practice thing.
Tourney practice.
And Jay is literally pushing it. Well, not necessarily pushing, but like getting everyone out of his way. And Coach is like, yeah, let me show you a rule book. But yeah, then we get a cute little scene at the locker between Ben and Bao.
Ben and Bao.
And
Bao.
Ben and Mal. I can't speak. Okay, I had to do a calculation test today.
Oh, how was
I
it?
cannot do calculations. So it did not go the best, to say the least. But yeah, Mal is just putting the Long Live Evil thingy everywhere on her locker. And
it
like
looks
two
good.
other
It looks good on her locker though.
I love the look of it. Just the spray paint on the lockers just reminds me of Victorious.
Oh yeah.
It's cute. Then we have Jane and Mal. And Mal is manipulating her. And I wrote down inside, but I don't know why.
Huh?
I'm not sure why I wrote down manipulate.
Inside.
Like, it's with the Jane and Mal manipulation, and then it's inside. But maybe... Oh, maybe it's about Mal becoming an insider with Jane, kinda. And like,
yeah, getting inside of her head.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant.
But why just write inside?
I probably was writing before, but forgot about it. Anyway, then we have the class where Evie falls in love with fucking Chad. Steve.
She says I'm a Chad. Mark and Leighton and Chad. She thinks I'm a Chad.
I love how we're going for both the guy who didn't like musicals and High School Musical the series.
Yeah.
I mean, that pretty much sums up our personality. What else
all
do
about
we
those references.
Oh, yes. Anyway, Evie uses the mirror to seem smart.
That's cheating.
It's cheating, ma'am. She doesn't even need it because she's fucking
Yeah, she's actually smart.
smart.
And then Doug was like, hey, you know you don't need the mirror to be smart. And then Evie's like, hey, check it out, I got a B without the mirror.
But that's later.
But
We're
that
not there yet.
happens.
Yeah. That happens, but we're not there yet. We first get Dude and Carlos. Carlos first
Yay!
is scared and runs away.
That's enemies to lovers.
No, no, you didn't. No, you did not. No.
I'm sorry.
Just no. No. I.
Anyway.
I don't. Anyway, let's continue. Ben learns a little more about the Isle and being that it's like really, really not a fun place to live. So basically, in the US, no, there are worse countries to live. Today, my speech is really the worst, but we're getting through it.
And then, after Carlos and Dude meet,
Horrible. We have the chat leading on and manipulating Evie. I
wonderful.
want to punch him. I want to punch him so badly.
But the fact that he literally does nothing in like the movies that he's in, like movie 1, he was there just to manipulate Evie, and then movie 3,
and to be Audrey's little bitch.
He's Audrey's pawn, but he does nothing.
He literally does nothing except for being locked up in the cabinet. Being fucking scared. In the second movie, all he does is create things with a 3D printer of Carlos and Jay.
Yeah, but that was funny though.
Yeah, but like, it's not like he
still didn't do
complained about
anything.
Lonnie. He also complained about Lonnie wanting to join the
fencing. The fencing.
Yeah. I love the way that Lonnie handled that though. Once he became captain.
And then she wasn't back for the third one. Like, that was a little annoying. I liked her.
Yeah, like, excuse me, where did she go? She literally disappeared. Like, I would have loved to see her within the third film. Would have been so interesting to see her in that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Evie, since she is blinded by love, or what she thinks is love, gives in to Chad. And then Doug, who is in love with Evie and is asking her out, gives her info and asks her out on a date. I love Doug and Evie. They're definitely my favorite relationship within the franchise. Like, Belle and
Beast.
I want to say Bella Man. Mel and Ben didn't have a lot of chemistry in the later films. Like, Evie and Mel in the later films had more romantic chemistry.
They are so in love.
but also Uma and Mal.
Oh yeah. They were actually enemies to lovers.
Oh, like if they would have been
A couple. And if Jay and Gil were canon, like we all wanted to see that.
yes. Also, Harry Hook is pansexual.
Ooh. Uh-huh.
He literally flirts with almost everything.
Everything.
He flirts with almost every human being. He tries to. He is talking about Ben when he's a beast in a way that he is flirtatious.
Flirtatious. But yeah.
Like.
And Dub Cameron said that Mal was pansexual too. Like I can see that.
What? You cut
Dub
out.
Cameron said that Mal was also pansexual.
Oh yes, Mal is pansexual. You just you just see it. I'm quickly changing my Wi-Fi. It's better now. Anyway, then we have the love spell. In the Tears of Human Sadness, the fact that Lonnie was crying after hearing about the Isle, and the fact that their mothers never made cookies for them when they were sad. Well, bitch, what did you expect from villains?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like, girl.
But still, they were able to finish the spell.
True, and she added chocolate chips, which makes every cookie better.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Audrey being jealous of all the hairdos that Mal did for the other girls. And she's like, it starts with the hair, and then with the lips and everything. And I'm like, girl, it's not plastic surgery. Not everyone wants plastic surgery. It's literally hair. Hair gets changed up all the freaking time. Don't be so dramatic, girl.
Girl.
Oh, you know.
But I have to say, like, they set her up to be like the perfect villain in the third movie. Like in the first one, they introduced her like as a good girl, but also as an anti-hero, maybe. And then in the third one, she's like, yeah, sake of everyone, perish.
It was introduced as an antagonist. Literally, like, pretty much Sharpay type girl. In the first movie is how she was set up to be. In the second movie, of course, she was absent because she was like in
she took a sabbatical.
And then in the third movie, she, especially because she had always dreamed, like it was her
being the queen
life and dream to become the queen and the wife of Ben. They had literally been together for years, and like the way they handled it was so perfectly. Oh, I loved it. Anyway, the cookies. Ben gets a. So Ben approaches Mal. Something? No, wait. Mal approaches Ben in this scenario, and Mal is like, "I baked cookies. I had an extra batch and was wondering if you wanted any." And he was like, "Yeah, I don't eat for a game usually." And I totally understand that. But the fact that since Mal was feeling bad, he just snatched the cookie from her. It was cute. And he like, and it's like, treats by kids of villains shouldn't be trusted and blah blah
like,
blah.
She's good.
She is good. She's good
really
manipulator.
Good.
And then he's in love and he wants to sing.
I'm singing your name, Mal.
Mal. Anyway, then we literally right after that cut to the tourney field.
The announcer.
But-
The announcer just standing there with the microphone.
Like, yeah, I found that a little bit weird. Like, wouldn't it be better for the announcer to be put like it in a booth up somewhere?
Yeah.
Like, that's what you normally see, and like,
We just didn't have the budget for that.
no,
And they were like, here's a microphone.
a gold microphone to be
The gold
exact.
microphone.
Like, also, who chose yellow and blue as colors? Because they're not a good match.
Yeah, they look weird. Like the yellow pants are like, they're not it.
They're not it. As much as I love both yellow and blue, as a combination, I'm not sure of it.
Mm-mm,
Or at
just
least not
doesn't
these
work.
shades of yellow and blue. Like, maybe a more pastely yellow and a darker blue would have worked better. But the
Yeah.
bright yellow.
I mean, there's an Argentinian soccer team that their uniforms are yellow and blue, but there are like good shades of yellow and blue, so they go well together.
It's just these shades of yellow and blue didn't go extremely well together. Oh. Can't really see it. I just see blue and it looks like white. Yeah, now it's better visible. Yeah, those colors go well together. If it was maybe like a little bit more of an orangey tint yellow, it would have already been better because orange and blue complement each other. They're on opposite. They're literally opposite each other on the color wheel. That would have been that would have worked better. Or the yellow and blue from the pansexual flag would have also worked a lot better.
Oh yeah.
But like the shades of blue and the shade of yellow they used together just didn't
They
work.
just don't work.
But yeah. Then it's like Jay is getting put out on the field, but he doesn't want to go out on the field unless Carlos is with him. I'm like,
Big brother energy.
Jay literally is a brother to these characters, and Carlos is like
Yeah.
a little brother, and I'm like, I'm melting. This softness, I can't handle it.
I love that Carlos's jersey number was 101
I know.
because of his mom and everything.
I know. It's adorable. Do you know which jersey number Jay has?
8.
Yes.
8.
8.
I don't know why 8 though.
I don't know.
Maybe it's like, hey, Boo Boo, pick a random number. 8. Cool, let's use it.
I don't know. Well, I just know that there's like one of the scenes where Jay is like, look out for number 8 on the field or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Like,
when he comes into
he's
the room.
flirting. I think he's flirting with the girls outside when Audrey is being jealous and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, then we have the Dimension, which is adorable. It's a little bit cringy, but that's what
That-
makes it adorable.
It's for
Like,
love.
I have a soft spot for Billion Stories as well. I know, it's weird.
Okay, sure.
The Dimension is much better, but like,
Oh yeah.
there's something about Billion Stories that, like, just yes. I don't know. Like, I don't know why. Anyway, now we have Mal hyping up Evie. Because best friends. I love it. This is my best friend. Anyway, then the next day we're in class with Evie and Chad and Doug again.
And Doug.
And Chad had ratted out Evie to the teacher. The teacher looks familiar to me, but I don't know from what.
Oh yeah. I think it was Andy's mother, father in Liv and Maddie. Was that him?
I don't know. Wait, I have
The crumb bum dude.
Right. I have an idea. Anyway, yeah. Doug is defending Evie and is like, she didn't even have it. She didn't even need it or stuff like that. Oh. I'm trying to see it. I found it. Gonna see what I recognize his face from. Said a million songs.
Oh, the announcer is here. I looked up the IMDb.
I always look at IMDb.
Pokemon girl. I found teacher, but it's a woman.
I found the dude. I'm just trying to find who he was, but I recognize him. I don't know because I don't recognize any of these things. Or maybe I just recognize him because I have seen Descendants so many times already.
Maybe.
That's probably the case. Anyway. So Evie gets a B something on that exam or test or whatever it was that they had. And then we have the date with Mal and Ben. I love the fact that I love this sister. Like, Evie and Mal, I ship them, but at the same time they, especially in the first film, have such a sisterly bond.
Yeah.
It's cute. I love it.
I love it.
Anyway, we have the date, and they're talking about middle names. So, we have Berta for Mal. Yes,
Sure.
Maleficent was really quite evil on that one. But then, for Ben, we have the most princely name, most royal name, Florian. And I think there's one of the princes is actually called Florian.
Really?
I think so. I remember something.
Oh yeah, there's one.
In Sleeping Beauty, right?
Yeah, I think it's Snow White.
Oh, Snow White. Yeah, you're right. Because Sleeping Beauty is Prince Philip.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Snow White.
Anyway, then they're at the date and they're at the magic lake. And
Enchanted Lake.
Enchanted Lake. That's what I meant.
And that's what the spell wears off. When Ben does his little beastly roar and then jumps in the lake.
I love the fact that Mal tries strawberries and is literally immediately obsessed with them. So honestly, mood.
And then the second movie, they were like, oh, Mal is so obsessed with strawberries.
Yeah. I love the fact that they brought that back from the first one. And, like, they're talking about things they have in common. Both 16. Both have always lived in one place. And there was something else. I don't remember it.
Oh, me neither.
Anyway, then there's little crowns on Ben's swimming shorts or boxer shorts or
I
whatever.
love that.
Like, oh, I love it. And then we have If Only.
If only.
Beautiful song. Just a little bit slow for my liking.
Yeah. And I like
If
the
it was,
second verse too, but they removed it from the movie.
yeah, I'm glad that they removed it from the movie actually. Because, like, I love it on the soundtrack. But if they put it in the movie, I'm not sure if
Yeah.
it would have worked. Same with All I Want in High School Musical. Because there's only High School Musical, the series, I mean. Because there's only like a short part of the full song in the show. But I'm glad that they did that because, like, yeah. Anyway, Mal can't swim, yet goes into the water to find Ben when Ben doesn't come up and stuff. And then he has a fancy rock. He rescues her and he dives for a fancy rock. Why did you dive for the fancy rock if you're gonna throw it back into the lake?
Yeah.
Like, you could have just picked a regular rock for that.
But it was like a glowing rock. The rock was
Like,
it was glowing.
It seemed like a crystal or something to me.
It's a magical rock.
I mean, it's an enchanted lake, so probably stuff in it is gonna be enchanted / magical as well. Anyway, they're talking about love. She doesn't know what love is, but he wants to teach her.
I wanna know what love is.
It's cute. I love them in this movie so much.
Yeah, Mal's like, I don't know what love feels like. And then Ben's like, I will teach you.
I'll teach you how to say goodbye. Anyway, then we have a video call because family day or something, or family weekend or whatever it was.
I love that the parents are all like grandpas when it comes to technology.
They're like this, and I'm like, okay. Like, it would have been more logical if
At one point, Krella's like,
I'm like, what are you trying to do, babe? What are you trying? But yeah, it's interesting that video call, especially like shit happens, and it's clear that they enjoy it way more in Oregon than with their parents. But yeah.
But anyway.
Mal wants to break the love spell.
Oh.
So she bakes anti-love cupcakes.
But anti-love cupcakes are also hate cupcakes.
I'm not sure if it works like I'm not sure. I think it's just a cure for a love spell. I think it might be that. Anyway, then we have Be Our Guest. At first I didn't recognize that it was the song from Beauty and the Beast when I first watched the film. And then I realized that it was. And I'm like, I love this version of the song because it's so fun
it's really
and so
good.
upbeat.
It's so different.
It's very different. And it's like way more it's more pop version, like pop musical rather than musical. Get what I mean? It's very fun. And I love
It's
it.
very
And then
fun.
the face Ben's parents make when he announces that he is together with Mal. I love it. Like,
You're like,
I'm
oh,
not sure if I should love it as much as I love it, but I love it. Yeah. And
yeah, Beast was actually a fun character, but Belle was like,
yeah, I was just there.
yeah, Belle was there, but Beast was a fun character.
Yeah, especially because like Belle didn't really give opinions on things very much. I was like more of a mediator between Ben and Beast, whereas Beast was quite clearly against Ben's plans most of the time. So like,
Yeah.
I loved that we got to see more of Beast rather than Belle, because in Beauty and the Beast we mainly get to see Belle.
Yeah. And Beast is
Yeah.
only there when Belle is at his castle.
Exactly, and when Belle gets attacked by the wolves.
Oh yeah. But it was still,
That's still
she was
near
still like within the castle's area.
Yeah, she was still
So
within
technically
the
she was
perimeter.
still in the castle.
Yeah.
Or not in the actual castle. Yeah.
Anyway, then we have Audrey's granny making drama. Fight, fight, fight.
She did not look like Aurora's parents.
I mean, technically, like, it's not directly like Disney has multiple versions of characters because like Maleficent
Yeah.
in the Maleficent films is completely different from Maleficent in Sleeping Beauty and from Maleficent in Descendants as well. So like the characters are the same yet different. And so I don't mind that they made Queen Leah like they did, because I actually like that they tried to put
It was
more
different.
representation in there, because it wasn't a white woman, which most characters in the fairy tales are depicted as. So like I'm kind of glad that they made Leah. So anyway, Jane has become a bitch. Which is she literally, after the hairdo from Mal, and we have the scene after like the family brunch or whatever it was, and they're sitting at the lunch table. Jane is such a bitch and completely different from the character we first get to see, where she's literally so innocent and scared. Like, make
it's
up your
called
mind.
Being taken by power. I mean, look at Anakin Skywalker. He went from "Are you an angel?" to Darth Vader in 3 movies.
I mean, yes, but the way it went still was rather quick.
Yeah.
Like,
but we don't know how much time went by from like the hair sequence and then that sequence.
Yeah, we don't know exact time, but like I think it's a month, because I believe in the first scene where we meet Ben and Beast and Belle, Beast is like, I can't believe you're gonna be
king next month.
So the coronation is happening in a month from the start of the film. The coronation is at the end of the film, so that happens in a month. You don't change like that in a month.
Yeah, true.
It usually takes at least like 4 or 5 months to change like that extreme. Especially, and then at the end of the movie, she literally steals a wand, and then out of nowhere, after she's talked to. She's the good girl again. Like,
Oh my god, what a drastic change, Jane.
I'm like, they could have done that so much better. But yeah, we have the coronation. The parents are sitting and watching. And then Mel and Ben in the carriage are adorable. And he's like, I want to give you my ring. And she's like, maybe first, before you give your ring, I'm gonna give you this cupcake or brownie or whatever for after things happen and when you need strain. And he's like, nope, I'm gonna eat it right now. And he's like, I knew about the love spell and everything. And he puts the ring on her finger.
Plot twist.
And it's just cute. But then I have obvious green screen. Like, it's so obvious especially when he is walking to the crown.
Why did that have to take that long? Why did the walking towards the crown have to take that long?
It was frustrating. It was so frustrating that it took so long. The green screen was so extremely obvious. They could have done that better. Like, the people in the green screen, half of them look just 2D. Or look like Sims. I'm like, where did you spend the money?
The dragon.
The dragon.
The opening.
The dragon, the opening.
Costumes. The dragon and then the iPad sequence. Like, that was expensive.
And then maybe the dresses and like costumes that are worn after this coronation.
Just on the entire set it up number. Like,
yes.
That's where the budget went.
I mean, it definitely did not go to the Did I Mention number.
Because of the microphone?
Not just the microphone. Just in general, like, costumes in that scene. Also, it definitely also did not go to the tourney tournament. Because, those cannons look very weird. And very prop-like.
Cheap.
And cheap. The shields, they do not look good. Like, where did the money go? Like,
it went to the opening. Like, that's the only sequence that looks expensive.
Yes, and then the dragon.
Because not even the dragon looks like that expensive.
No, not that expensive, but like, yeah. And maybe it went to the building used for Order prep.
They had to pay the queens a whole lot of money to.
Oh. Anyway, after we have the whole fight scene, and no, wait, we don't have the fight scene yet. We have the wand being stolen and stuff. Snatched by Jane. Everyone is shocked.
The barrier opens. Oh no.
The barrier opened. Oh no. What a disaster. No. What a disaster. And then Ben is motivating the VKs to be good and that they are good. And Mal is talking about the VKs not being evil and what makes them happy. For Jay, it's Tony and pizza. Carlos is Jude. For Evie, she doesn't need to pretend to be dumb or to be smart to get a guy because she's a fucking queen. She doesn't
need a man.
Why need a man when you can have a girlfriend?
Your best friend as your girlfriend, yeah.
Yes. And her being happy with Ben and being happy with them being friends. I'm just like, oh, cute.
Powerful.
Anyway,
And they were like, oh, we're good now. And then Maleficent shows up and he's like, hi, daughter, what's up?
well, Carlos first is concerned, like, what about our parents and like how are they gonna react? And it's like, yeah, they can't reach you here. They're on the aisle. And then Maleficent is like, surprise, Shawty, I'm here.
I'm back.
I'm back. And like,
She's like, I'm back, bitches. Did you miss me, bitches?
did you miss me?
I
did
too.
Sorry. Oh. But yeah. And then the fight between Mal and Maleficent, and Mal shrinking down. No, not Mal. Maleficent shrinking down to the size of the love in her heart. And I'm like, that's tiny.
Yeah.
From big dragon to scary lizard. Scaly tiny lizard. And Mal is taking the blame of Jane going to steal the wand and stuff, and then we have set it up. Oh way, hey, kings and queens, it's our time. Write the book, story of a life. This is us taking back the night. Oh way, hey. Make the spell we were born this way. You suffocated DNA. Everybody raise your hands, say oh way, hey. Sounds your alarm, get on your feet. Let's get it off from this beat. Sorry, I love that song. Anyway. Feeling the power, let it out. Like we seen the mirror shot. We got the keys, the keys, the keys. Anyway, you didn't think that was the end of the story, did you?
Then we get the green contact lenses.
Oh yeah. I'm like, yeah. I love the fact that in the second movie it wasn't scripted for Uma to do that, and China still did it. And then we got a third film. And oh, I loved it. Oh, I love the song. And then for the end credits and or bloopers, we get Believe by Shawn Mendes, and it's such a bop, and I love it. And oh, I just love this movie so much. It's such a comfort movie. Kenny Ortega, you are king for making this. But yeah.
I love you, Kenny.
He knows I love him. I've told him.
Well, I didn't. I love you, Kenny.
But yeah, Kenny is a king. Anyway, that was the end of the episode.
That was the end of the story of the episode.
That was the end of the episode. The story, the film.
But we're still gonna do the second and third one.
Yeah, that was not the end of the story. You didn't think this was the end of the story, did you? No, we're gonna do the other films still. There are so many more things that are gonna come up. We have more Julian Phantoms episode to do. We're gonna do Marvel at some point. More Marvel. We're gonna go through all the phases of Marvel at some point. So that's phase 1, 2, 3, and 4 is currently still in the works and everything, but yeah. For the shows, we'll probably do an entire episode on Loki, maybe even 2, depending on how many episodes we get. And whether we do it alone or with the other girls. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Today's
comment down below.
if you have any ideas for any podcastings, let us know. Our Instagrams are in our description, I think, or at least on Spotify they are.
Mm-hmm. On
Otherwise,
the Anchor.
and on Anchor, yeah. We're basically female Ruke, the podcast, on most social medias. I believe on Twitter it's slightly different. Let me quickly
It's female
check.
Rook the Pod.
Yeah, it's female Ruke the pod because female Ruke pod. But it's probably somewhere. We have it in our link trees. Somewhere on our Instagram, TikTok, I believe we have the link tree. And on Twitter we also have our link tree. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe for a weekly episode of the podcast. And occasionally, if I care to do so, other videos from me on this YouTube channel, which is barely any time because I can't be bothered to edit. But yeah, I hope you have a nice day, and we'll see you all next time. And that's how the Biconz see it.